What is going on, everybody? This is going to be our first episode of Sideline and Punchlines with your hosts, Mighty Mark and Bowen. Mark, go ahead, give us a quick little introduction.
Yeah, man. Like you said, I'm Mighty Mark, Marcus Brown. Big football fan, big Eagles fan. I'll kill somebody for it. No, I'm just playing. But no, big LeBron fan.
That's the
Follow the
first time we
Lakers
heard
a
that one.
ton. Yeah, but no, we're just here to talk about sports, man. Have some fun. Meet
Absolutely,
some new
absolutely,
people, meet some new friends, and let's get to it.
absolutely. And I'm Bowen. I heard basketball fan. Love Chicago Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, all everything Chicago. Okay,
Shot town.
there you go. Now, Mark is gonna go ahead lead us off.
Yeah, man. We're gonna start today just talking a little NBA, and then after that, kind of get into some NFL, and then maybe at the end, kind of just talk about what we want to talk about. But today, we're just gonna start with the NBA, like I said, and some things that me and Bowen were kind of thinking about and talking about were what are the Lakers missing to sustain success? Right now, they got a 21-11 record. I think an easy one is defense. Because I mean, you look at their big three, and Austin Reeves ain't playing right now, right? He's hurt, right? I think he's got
Yeah,
a
he is. He
it's
is
a quad or calf. I
something
think
like that.
yeah, I think it's a calf. But I mean, all three of them on the court. I mean, yeah, they're great players, and but defense. I mean, your best three players aren't defenders. I just don't. I think obviously what they're missing is defense. I mean, I think some people have noted out that JJ Redick's coaching has been a little iffy, but I don't know, man. I just think really a elephant in the room is defense. I mean, you're asking a 41-year-old LeBron James to go out there and defend. I mean, you can't. You can't.
We are.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. So he can give you some buckets. I think he's still playing okay defensively for his age, but it's at the end of the day, he's still a liability because I mean, he's not the defender he used to be. Clearly, I mean, he was defensive player of the year runner up with Marc Gasol, I think in what 2012, something like that. And then I mean, was robbed when Marc Gasol was second team all defense and LeBron was first, but they gave the defensive player of the year award to Mark. We won't. That's for a different day, man. But I don't know. For me, it's defense is what they're
Yeah.
missing. So
For me, I totally get your point, right? Playing good defense for his age, but we still need more from him, right? At the end of the
oh
day, you're
yeah,
a basketball player,
yeah,
right? And these people are on the team for a reason,
oh
right?
yeah.
And
He
so if
does
you
some
can't,
questionable. He does some questionable things
yeah,
like
and,
not running
and
back. Yeah,
yeah, and if you can't, right, give that, right, or you can only give it for a certain stretch, right, then JJ Redick does need to make that adjustment. Okay. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
we have Luca, we have LeBron. You can say AR, but I think they have probably one of the most talented, deepest teams as far as like talent wise. I mean, Rui in Washington. If you look at him, bucket. I
yeah.
consider him a two way. You
I
know,
like Rui.
they have some young talent as well with what's his name, Lavera.
Yeah, he's I don't want to say he's
I didn't
streaky
want to
because
butcher his,
he's been consistent enough to for me to not say he's
but
streaky, but
it
like
when
but he's I
okay,
mean he's young. He's young.
yeah, they started off what 11 games without LeBron, right? Was it 11, 13, somewhere around there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
Somewhere in that range.
notice how Lavera he was involved. You had Austin. You know, he was the second option. You throw
Yeah.
LeBron in the mix, and it's kind of a wild card. Okay,
Mhm.
and I think it stunts their growth. Okay, like many others think,
Yeah.
because they don't really know what they're playing with. You know, hey, some games he's the GOAT, right? Hey, he's doing everything: rebounding, passing, scoring, defense. Other games it's like straight offense, right? Or actually, I can't even just label it as offense. It's just straight. Hey, I'm trying to score.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
it's
fair.
just there needs to be a little bit more of, hey, this is going to be our DNA. This is how we're going to approach the game. Because right now, to me, I just see, hey, a really talented team. They're able to
Mhm.
get some W's because of their talent. But what's the identity? If you were to say, hey, the Lakers are a blank team, like they're a tough team, they're an offensive team, like what would you consider them?
What would I consider them?
Yeah, what would you consider them?
I would definitely consider them. offensive juggernaut when all three of those players are on the floor. But I see what
Okay.
you're saying. Like I think what you're I don't even want to say what I think you're trying to say. What I can relate to what you're trying to say is like I think there needs to be a little bit more accountability,
Yeah,
like
for
as
sure.
far as LeBron and Luca, because like
Yeah,
clear, it's like you know what I mean,
absolutely.
clear like bro, you look like we were talking about it like last week. You look at these other teams like Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Detroit, New York. What do they do? Boston. What do they do?
They all know
They
their roles.
they
They
all know
all know
their
what they're
roles, bro, and
doing.
they run. They
Yeah.
run.
Oh
Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
the
Absolutely.
Lakers, like out in transition, like off a turnover, yeah, the Lakers will run. But I'm talking about okay, you just got scored on. We're back down the other floor in like two
Yeah.
seconds. Like, that's what those teams do. The Lakers,
No, for
and
sure.
like you know what I mean. And it's like, but yeah, I know. I see what you're saying.
I
But
just think at the end of the day, there needs to be a sit down talk where it comes down to, hey, Luca,
yeah, accountability.
we need defense. LeBron, we need
Yeah.
defense, right? We're gonna go over
Mhm.
this film, and if they don't like what they hear, I mean, there's got to be some sort of repercussion, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I brought it up to you earlier, or what was that last week? I'm throwing Luca in where he's like a four man, right? Where it's like, and his surrounding cast is not going to be straight defenders. It's going to
Mhm.
be Reeves. It'll be Lavera. I might put Rui at the five, right? Luca in there. Obviously just some guys that aren't going to play defense to make Luca know, like, hey, you've got to focus on this, right? We might lose some games, right? Because we're trying to get you to take it personal, but
Mhm.
I'd rather have you, learn to, hey, we have to do this. I have to do this. I have to be at the forefront on every play, whether it's offense, defense, loose ball, whatever it is. He's got to be the man. But
No,
he can't
I'm.
also can't have LeBron thinking, hey, because I'm 41, I'm just simply not going to do this. It's like, hey, we're
Hey,
paying
you're
you.
either in it or you're not. Like if
Yeah,
you're out
we're paying
there,
you
you're out there to
53.
play. Like you're not out there to. Oh,
Yeah. Am I
this is
wrong? Is
gonna
it
be what I'm
53
not.
million dollars or is it 51? I'm pretty sure it's in the 50s. He's getting paid this year.
He's getting paid 51.
Yeah, like I mean, if you buy a steak, right, for $50 and they come out with half a steak, right? Are you going to be pissed?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's aged or not. Like I want them I want the whole thing. You know what I
That
mean?
motherfucker from that motherfucker from
You
back in the
know.
day.
But speaking of another team, I mean, what they should do, how do you feel about the Bucks? What do you think the Bucks should do
Ooh,
with Giannis? You think they should ship him? Do you think they should trade him or keep him? How do you feel about that?
man, that's a tough one. I think Giannis has done enough to make it well known that he wants out of Milwaukee, as much as he probably wants to be in Milwaukee. But they're just not. They're not in a position for the future. They're not in a position for now. So you're just going to be. I mean, if Giannis wants to be that, that one hit wonder that's on the same team his whole career and go out like that, then maybe he thinks that's how he climbs, up the pedestal for legacy. But I don't see why the Bucks wouldn't try to trade him
But
as
like, okay,
soon as at no later than like the start of next year. Like, you know what
but
I
like
mean?
trade
Like
him
if
for
they,
what? Like for what though? Like you think
I don't.
trading him for the better of the team and then they go after something?
Yeah, you got to get
Or
some value and try to build for the future. Because right now, I don't think they're set up for the future. I don't think they have. I mean, I can get fact checked on this, but I don't think there's a lot of draft picks in their future. If I
no,
remember
I'm pretty
reading.
sure they gave up some for Miles Turner. They might have a couple. I'd have to fact check it as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. And I mean, you got a championship out of him, so that's. I mean, you can't hang your head too low if you
Uh,
trade him.
it was one of the flukiest championships. I'm sorry. Giannis talent is there, right? Like, and I really shouldn't even say talent. I'll say athleticism is there. The man is athletic, right? He's gifted for his size. He's fast. He's strong. All that's great. Jumper's always going to be questionable, right?
Yeah.
It's just like he's a player that thrives off of just athleticism and heart. He's not a punk. But this championship that he won, I just want to put this into perspective, right? The bubble, right? That extended the season, right? The length of it. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, but are you talking the bubble? The Lakers
Everything
were
all
in the
good?
bubble. Yeah.
No, no, no. Hear me out.
Hello?
So the bubble
Oh, okay.
extended the season. Okay. So the following season was one of the shortest off seasons ever in NBA history.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, okay.
So if you look at the top ready, if you look at the top teams from that year, since that year happened, they've all either been knocked out of the first round, right, or
Hmm.
they haven't made the playoffs. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
we're
it's been a
we're
new winner every year
yeah.
since
No,
like
that's not my point. It's just the consistency. It'd be one thing, ready, if you made the playoffs, okay, one year and you make the playoffs the next year and you make the playoffs the next year, you'd be like, okay, they're a playoff team, right? It's consistency. But if you look at the Atlanta Hawks, for instance, right? Was it that year they went to the
yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah, against the Bucks.
Yeah. The following year,
Yeah.
they play they got busted out in the first round by the
Hmm.
Miami Heat, who were an 8 seed. Or like I'm sorry, but like I mean
Seems
the
like
Bucks
Miami is always doing that.
look. But it's not even just about Miami. It's just if you look at Giannis's success, where has it been besides the shortest offseason?
But yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's just
if we're
never
talking
been
about
there.
team, if you're talking about team success, yes. Individual, I don't think you could say that, but team success, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but I just know that when you take a player like Giannis, right, and you put him on to another team, it's not going to be the same outcome as it is with the Bucks. It's just not. I mean, maybe if you pair him up with like a Luca, like just another bona fide star, I think he would thrive with like a Jokic, a Luca,
Absolutely,
um,
who doesn't?
maybe even a Trey Young. Trey Young can play very, very fast. But I mean, I don't get what the hype is with Giannis just by himself. I mean, we've seen what he can do in the regular season. He's a dog, but I mean, in the playoffs, you guys want to make fun of podcast P and all this other stuff, right? Giving people nicknames. Mark, what has Giannis done in the playoffs? Be honest. Just tell me. Give me something.
No, I mean, besides that, I mean, look, they haven't been in the playoffs since what, 2021? Or they have been, or
Yeah.
they've been a first round exit
No,
every
they
year or
haven't.
something like that? Yeah, but they've been a
Yes.
first round exit every.
And,
Yeah, no, I 100%
and the
agree.
sorry excuse is, oh, he got injured. But what if? It's like, man, like, I'm sorry, but like we have the same conversation about Kawhi Leonard every year, right?
Yeah, he's
And
playing
here's
some
the
good.
thing. We know several moments of Kawhi Leonard, though, in the finals, in the playoffs, making these big time plays. We don't have that from Giannis. If I'm them, I
We have
mean,
the one year that you're talking, like the one year that you're saying was the shortest, and you're right. But like, I mean, it was a.
like
I
those
mean, he went
teams,
and
I'm
got
sorry, but it was
50.
the
He
big.
went and got 50 in the finals. I'm not
I mean, that's
saying that.
great. Yeah,
I'm not
no, that
disagreeing with you.
don't get me wrong.
But other than that,
Congratulations to
that's
them, but to me, it was a fluke. It was a fluke.
yeah.
Hey,
No,
listen, you know what?
I would be probably on your side for that. And you're
Yeah,
also saying, but what besides that season? And I can't really besides individual success when he won his other MVP, I
in the
can't
regular
really.
season, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
I
what
mean, I see the man
was he DPOY 1 year?
DPOY. Yeah, I believe so. I'd have to double check. Damn. But anyways, when it comes to Giannis, just to actually answer the question, I feel, Milwaukee. Um, I would say probably ship him. It's been time. I
All right, well
think.
here, let me ask you this. If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, do you call the Bucks about Giannis? Because the Cleveland Cavaliers from last year to now are clearly not the same team, and something needs to change. And if you pair him with like a Donovan Mitchell and like some pieces, you'd probably have to give up Mobley and maybe Garland and maybe another pick or something like that. But
It's like,
I would imagine,
yeah,
I would imagine,
Matt.
I don't know if you're Cleveland, do you call him?
Yeah, no, matching salaries and stuff like that. I don't I don't think I would. Honestly, I think it just shrinks the court too much for a player like Donovan Mitchell, who's like, a high volume 3-point shooter, yes. And he's pretty good. I'm pretty sure he's at what, 36, 37%?
Yeah, pretty
Uh,
fair clip.
but if you bring Giannis into the equation, I mean, you're going to take out who? Garland and Mobley? Or even if you
Yeah.
take Garland and Jared Allen, I mean, that's still like Giannis doesn't want to play the five. He either wants to be a
No,
three or
I wouldn't
four.
imagine.
You know, I mean, Steve
That's
Kerr
how
would
AD
laugh and be
always
like,
is.
"Hey, you're
AD
playing
be
the
doing
five
that kind of thing.
regardless." No, I know,
Yeah.
but I just don't see it happening. I don't see it working.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I wasn't saying like, oh yeah, if I'm Cleveland, I would. I was just curious because
no, no, for
Cleveland
sure.
is
Just curious what I
clearly
thought.
in desperate need of something to change because
No,
like
I
from
think,
how good they were last year to just how mediocre they are now is like insane.
yeah. Uh, Again, I think he would be a 1B type of player, right? Like, because his heart is so big and his athleticism is just over the top, he's definitely like, somebody I'd want to like help lead my team. But as far as being the guy, I will argue all day, every day. Show me besides that one season, right, into the playoffs, what he's done. So I'm moving off of him. I'll see what this team can
I would
do. I
too.
see what I can get. And, I'm going to be like the Brooklyn Nets for a little bit.
Hey, well, speaking of going off and blowing it up or trading people, what do you think the Warriors should do with the Jimmy talks that have been going around? Jimmy
So,
Butler
yeah,
rumors about trading him or blowing up the team. I mean, they were a dynasty at one point, man. We grew up watching these cats, and I mean, even Steve Kerr
yeah,
came out and said it himself, like we're a dying dynasty,
yeah.
and everybody knows it. And so, like,
No,
when your
right.
coach is saying that,
Yeah. It means something.
something,
No,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what? I mean,
hey, is that Duce
when
in
the
the cup?
whole
Is that
yeah,
Duce
and,
in
and
the
him
cup?
and Draymond are fighting on the sideline, and
Hey, my
Draymond has
bad.
to excuse himself from the team, bro.
Let him
Like,
know,
what's
Mark.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this is, I mean, we grown, and I get it. It's Draymond, and I, like,
Yeah,
at one point, like, on one hand, I applaud Draymond for walking
yeah,
away because we
right.
know what he can do. But at the same time, bro, this is a NBA, this is a National Basketball Association game, and you just
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm gonna head back to the locker room because I can't control myself. I might punch my
No,
coach. I might punch somebody. He's knocked
yeah.
his own teammate out before. He will do
No,
it.
yeah, facts. No, facts. You
So yeah,
know,
I credit him,
yeah.
but go
No,
ahead.
I get you. Hey, I totally follow you. And I think there's been a flip flop in, trade discussions. Yeah, there's still a side of the fan base that is like, hey, we should trade Jimmy. But I think that portion keeps getting smaller and smaller by the day. Because if you look at, Jimmy's impact when Draymond's not on the court, he's still just fine. I mean, I think he's like a +4, +3. I'd have to double check on that. And you know, I'm not a huge plus and minus guy, but it is worth noting at times because Steve Kerr is like switching the lineup. I mean, I think more than any other team so far this season. I mean, by far. But Draymond, he's just not the same player. Defense, it only goes so far. And when he's getting paid, what is it, 20 something million or 30 million, something like that. I mean, he's getting paid good. Uh,
Yeah.
we need some sort of consistency, and we need to
Hmm.
be able to put up at least 125 points, maybe 120. Just hover around there to compete with these top
You know how
teams
much they
like
average right
OKC.
now?
I believe it's. I mean, I know they have like a top five defense. It was, or they keep flirting with the top five, but they're probably right up there. That like 101, 100 and I'm gonna say somewhere around like 101, 104. But yeah, no, Draymond, he's just not the same guy. I mean,
No,
he takes
clearly.
these he throws these bullet passes. He kind of forces them to Steph. He's not a threat, so now guys can, stay in the lane, go to help. He's not
Yeah.
cutting off the ball. He's not a huge
Right.
threat, so it's just like, I mean, we can find other guys that can pass the ball, but they can also knock down an open shot. We can also find other guys that can play defense and grab a
Yeah.
rebound. You know, the
Yeah, I
whole
heard
small
Nick
ball
Rick.
thing. My bad. Give me 1 second.
No,
The
you're
whole
good.
small ball thing, it's just something that they won't let go of, right? It's just, hey,
Yeah,
me,
that's facts.
Steph, Clay, right? But look what Clay decided to do, you know. And I think the Warriors need to realize, hey, if we're willing to do this with Clay, we need to be willing to do this with Draymond, because at the end of the day, it's a business, right?
Yeah, I mean, probably should have been Draymond before Clay, but that's another argument for another day.
No, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not shipping Jimmy. I'm keeping Jimmy on the team, keeping him paired up with Steph. I would like. Trey Murphy. I wouldn't really love the whole AD trade, truthfully. Um,
No, me neither.
I
But
would
I
just
do
like,
like the
yeah,
MPJ. They've been talking about Michael Porter Jr. I think
MPJ
I
would be
would. I
nice
think I would
too.
like. I think I would like
And
that.
and that's the thing. What I like about Jimmy's game is he could play a Draymond role if he wanted to, where he could just sit
Oh,
back,
easy.
get you 12-5-5, right, or 12-8-8.
Yeah, and he can hit a
You,
mid-range shot.
yeah. Hey, listen, they said he couldn't shoot this year. He's shooting like what 38% from three.
Jimmy?
Yeah, off like
You
I
said,
mean, keep in mind it's low attempts, right? It's like one a
yeah. Oh,
game,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
1.1, 1.2, something like that.
Yeah, he's
But
not even shooting two a game.
Jimmy will do whatever it takes to get these right here.
Yes,
Wins. That's all he cares
absolutely,
about. So whether
absolutely.
he's the top scorer or he's the bottom scorer, as long as he's walking out with the dub and you have to call him a champion at the end of the day, that's all he cares about. You
Yeah, no,
know?
I heard Nick Wright say,
Especially when he gets his money. When Jimmy gets
"Oh,
his money,
yeah, he
we're
takes
happy.
off when he gets that bag,
Hey,
bro.
we're
Because
happy. We're happy.
when he gets money, it seems like he has more to prove once he gets money. Like he's a
Well,
weird
absolutely.
player like that. Like usually
Yeah.
players get money and then they're like, "Hey,
I'm
I
set. I'm
got paid."
good.
Like
Deuces. This is my
no, Jimmy.
potential.
Like every time he's gotten a big
Andrew Wiggins.
contract, he's come out. But no, I heard Nick
Most
Wright say that like Draymond was a really good orange to squeeze from for a while, but man, it keeps getting harder to squeeze that orange and like get juice from it. You know what I mean? Kind of reference
mhm.
and like I totally agree. Like the juice is it's running dry. Like I don't know where
Yeah. I don't really
he's
know.
certainly I don't can you confidently say he's helping the team
No, I mean, like in
like
some
maybe as a
areas,
mentor like just
yeah,
just eyes and ears but
yeah,
and I'm sure he's helping the team more than that but like
yeah,
I'm talking about on the court like I don't
yeah. Like
but
I'll
yeah I'm
say, I'll say from the standpoint of like Draymond's value to the team is more sentimental than I think it is. I think it's more verbal, sentimental, emotional than it is like actually like playing the game. You
yeah
know, I mean, there's stretches where like Moses Moody, for instance, is playing like his play is volatile, right? It's up and down. You have Quentin Post, who's a great stretch big, but his play is up and down too. And it's Steve Kerr like holding on to Draymond's such a big time player. Oh, Draymond this, Draymond that, and they just need to
right
move off from him. They just need to move off
yeah
from him. But
I feel you.
um, what do you think about the Spurs and Thunder? There was a lot of talk I saw about Chet and Wemby, and I think it was KP on ESPN, right?
Yeah,
And he
no,
was like, it
Wemby
should be
just hates him.
yeah, but he was like, oh, it should be Shea and Wemby. So what do you think about that?
Uh, for me, it's like I do appreciate a good rivalry, especially when the
Hmm.
teams are both really good. Like I mean,
Right.
like Warriors, Cavs, like Lakers, Spurs back in the day, or some Eastern like Celtics, Heat, early 2010s and stuff like that. You just want to
Yeah.
see the good teams clash and like hate
Right.
each other because it just makes it that much more intense. So for me, it's more of a rivalry of like rivalry of the teams and not like you know Chet and Wemby or Shea and Wemby. It's more of Spurs OKC for me. That's
That's
what's
what it
starting to
is.
boil up. That's what's starting to boil over. I mean, Wemby has clearly shown that he hates Chet, so maybe in his own head it's a personal rivalry. But I don't know.
So in your definition though, if one player doesn't like the other player, wouldn't that be a rivalry for them?
Maybe to them, but like to the audience, like to NBA fans, would
Yeah.
they consider it? I don't know. I would, in my head, I would consider it a
So
team.
quick question: do you think Dylan Brooks and LeBron get along?
No,
Do we call it a
but
rivalry? You think?
I don't think Suns and Lakers nowadays, like maybe back when Nash and Kobe
No,
and,
no, right.
but like nowadays you don't. Oh yeah, Suns and Lakers, what a rival. No, like you just think, oh yeah, like you know. But that's because, but I'm looking at the Spurs and OKC like that because OKC is like they're the crown champions, they're the defending champions,
Right,
and
right.
the Spurs just went and beat them 3 times in a row. So like that, like
For
it was a
sure.
little bit of it was a little bit of
No,
asterisk for me. It's like, oh,
yeah.
okay, this is
But
starting to be like Spurs versus OKC. Like,
no, for sure, for sure. And there could be a rivalry of teams that where it starts to form, right? Yeah, they did beat him 3 times in a row, but individuals, you can have individual rivals, and the audience can sense that. I mean, when Chet missed the free throw, what's Wemby doing? Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Well, he's
No, I
really
feel
saying
that.
He's really saying bonjour.
Yeah, you're kind of talking like you're talking like LeBron versus Paul Pierce type of thing, or like
That those
like
two. I mean, Paul
yeah.
Pierce, KG, all of them. They didn't like him.
I'm just
But
yeah, I get
no,
that,
no, I
and
see what you're saying though.
I could agree that that's probably personal, right? From how I look at it,
Yeah,
right now I'm looking at it as like, oh, this is
yeah,
like OKC versus
yeah.
Spurs, like and I'm looking at like future too, like because both of
Right.
these teams are stupid young,
Yeah,
like
but
it's and you know what I mean.
I think Wemby's also a little bit of audience seeker. Like he likes the spotlight he's getting, and he
Yes,
wants it, right? So when I think it was Kendrick Perkins again, actually. When he's talking about, oh, we have Bobo already, 7'5". We already have a Wemby. He's a unicorn too. We already have Kristaps. We already have Giannis. We already have Chet. I don't think he liked that, including Chet, because he's like, man, what? Chet's a third option. I'm a first.
yeah, no,
You know,
yeah, they're not
you know.
Wembanyama,
And so Wemby's
like
like,
super.
if I fall
Chet,
down, my team falls down. You know,
yeah,
Wemby's taking it more personal than Chet is, because Chet's like, man, I'm playing my role, right?
yeah, yeah. And like
He's just
Chet's a
focused on the
really good
oxtails.
player. Chet's a really good player in his own right, and I'm not trying to knock Chet or any of those guys, but no, especially
I
Chet,
am.
because
No, I'm
Chet
just
hasn't
playing.
won a championship, and I mean, he's a really good player, but Wembanyama is, it's not
No
close.
facts. Well, what did you think of tonight's games, or actually, really reacting to just the whole slate of the NFL games?
Oh, the NFL. I mean, well, like I was saying earlier, I'm a Birds fan, so all the Birds needed to do today was win, and the Bears lose, and the Eagles would have jumped the Bears in the playoff seeding.
Okay.
But that is not what happened. Your Bears lost, and my Eagles lost, so we remain the three. You guys remain the two. The Bears will be hosting the Green Bay Packers next week at uh, what's the Bears stadium? You know,
Well, that's crazy. Platoon
whatever
Hut.
in Chicago.
Platoon Hut.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's called? I'm
No,
giving you a
I'm
hint.
just
What am
having
I?
a brain fart.
Yeah. What am I?
Oh, Soldier Field. There you go. Just having a
Man.
brain fart, man. But
No, you're
yeah, and
good.
then the Eagles will be hosting the 49ers in Philly next week. So some interesting stuff. If the Eagles, yeah, if the Eagles would have won today, they would have been hosting the Packers, and you guys would have been hosting the Niners. But so some pretty interesting stuff. And then I think earlier on today or yesterday, Carolina and the Bucks played, and the Bucks ended up winning, but they needed the Saints to beat the Falcons today to get in,
Yeah.
and that
Yep.
didn't happen. So
No,
now
of course.
Carolina is the
Yeah.
7 seed, or sorry, excuse me, Carolina's the 4 seed, and they're in. Bucks are out.
So what is your expectations for like both those teams, like the Bears and the Eagles?
Um, my expectations for I'll start with the Bears. My expectations for the Bears aren't super high, but I don't think they need to be. Like I think they could, you know, lose this first round playoff. Like I think they're going to win the first round playoff game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying if they lose, I don't think anyone's looking at it as in like, oh, the Bears really they just disappointed. Blah blah. I mean, this is a first year head coach. First year head coaches don't usually make it to the Super Bowl, let alone like win it. But I mean, if they go into the second round of the playoffs and they lose, for me, I don't see like how a Bears fan could be like, yeah, sure, you're disappointed, your team lost, but I don't see how you're like, oh wow, pissed off and like because the expectations aren't that high. It's a first year head coach and Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson is a really like, he's proven he's been a good coach, but it's the first year. It's really rare to see that happen. Expectations for the Bears aren't that high. I do think they'll beat the Packers, and I do think they'll depends on who their second round opponent is, but I think that's probably where the ball stops for
Yeah.
them. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong
Um,
for sure. But expectations for the oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but we've actually seen it more often in this generation. These quick changes, these quick moves, actually paying off. You
Oh
know,
yeah, no, one
when
hundred
you bring
percent.
in a coach who's been battle tested,
Mm-hmm.
comes from within, which I think is the toughest division, right?
Yeah, it's a
Um,
very tough division in football.
you know, I think Ben Johnson. I do think there's some pressure. I remember it was Nick Wright. This would have been what 3 years ago. He said,
Mm.
if the Bears draft Caleb Williams, they're going to the Super Bowl, right? And so Chicago's been gaining a lot of attention, right, on the
Oh,
football field. They've got a nice team, right? Um, but I do think if they don't at least keep the games competitive, right? And
yep.
Caleb isn't looking good. Um, I think there will be a uproar in hate or some changes to be made. You know, DJ Moore, Romeo Doomsday. There was some headaches in the locker room, right? I think Romeo Doomsday, his dad actually was protesting all over Twitter. I don't know if you knew about this, but my son needs the ball. He's not getting targets enough. And Caleb is about to throw for what? Did he throw for 4,000 yards?
I I don't think so. I think he was just shy.
Okay. But still, I mean, damn near 4,000 yards. Like,
Yeah.
listen, he's
So
slinging it.
The Bears have never had that.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, he's slinging it. And, it's not like every single quarterback can ever say, oh, I mean, I threw 4,000 yards in a season. You know? And especially at the rate that he did, right? And kept the interceptions low. He gambled this year. There's just I think the Bears have become or starting to become more mainstream, right? They're starting to get that attention. And so with more attention comes more adversity, right? More criticism. So I think
Expectations.
higher. What about the Eagles though? You think the expectation should be the same as last year?
Yeah, and before I jump to that, I'll just say to the Bears' credit, they
Yeah,
are
go ahead.
like the most injured team in the league. So it kind of sucks for them to play their starters today and try to win a game when they lost, and now they have to,
Yeah,
starters don't have that extra rest,
life.
you know.
Yeah.
But that's life in the NFL. But as far as the Eagles, I mean, for me, the expectations are always Super Bowl or bust, especially these last like 8 years, because we've been to the Super Bowl, what, one, two, we've been to the Super Bowl 3 times in the last 8 years. Um, so and we've won two of them. So I mean, expectations for me and for the Birds are always high, and especially off the year where we're defending, or they are defending their championship. Expectations are definitely high because you know what they can do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like Super Bowl
But
is going to be the expectation.
yeah, but also, I mean, don't you think if they don't win this year, this team will blow up? I mean, you have AJ, right? And I don't even know if AJ's even duke things out with Jalen Hurts yet.
Oh
It
yeah,
seems
they
like
have.
the
They
the the
they
start
have.
of last season, and even in the playoffs, right? He's talking about how he's unhappy, right? And he's giving these passive aggressive, hints. And then
Hmm.
come into this season, does he stop? No, he keeps it going. He even gets Smitty to speak on it, right?
Hmm.
I mean, it's obviously something that I think affects the locker room. And if they're not winning, I think it gives more fuel to AJ to be like, you know what? I just care about playing and playing to the level that I know I can play. And the winning is
Yeah.
cool, the winning is fun, right? But we just lost, right? Playing this winning style. I'd rather, have somebody sling it to me, at least Puka numbers or Najiba. Um, who else? Yeah, and you know what I mean? I'd rather have that type of volume and try to win than play this, um, Jalen Hurts style of ball. And,
Hmm.
that's not a knock to Jalen Hurts at all. I know, obviously, most of our friends, including you, he's a winning player. He's trying to make the winning play. He's not a guy to be like, oh, okay, let's put our egos up first,
No,
Like we gotta
Jalen
match each other's ego.
Jalen and the Eagles are never looking to like they're never looking to be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go get 450 yards passing. Like no, that's not like the Eagles' mo for like 10 years now has been where they're a run first team. They're like the Ravens, but of the NFC, like literally. But
Mm-hmm.
like they do have like in Jalen's defense, Jalen has had a new offensive coordinator going back to like I think his first year in college, maybe his
Okay.
last year in high school. So
Yeah.
every single year he has someone new calling plays. And
Fair
as a
point.
football player, it can be so hard, I bet, and
Difficult.
frustrating
Absolutely.
to have a
We're gonna do
new
things
play
this way and
caller
then
every
switch it
single
this
day.
way and then
But
this way. Yeah.
yeah, but that goes to show how good, of like how good the Eagles have
Leader.
been. Like they've been
Yeah.
good enough to have people hired out every single year. Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
fair.
So most of
Yeah.
these teams have like a coordinator for 2, 3 years, like
Yeah.
the same guy, but like Jalen
Yeah.
has had a different guy every single year. So that's the only defense I come to him or go to him, like, just
Yeah. Yeah.
defending him.
No,
But
for sure. I
um
I just think, that expectation of championship or bust, I won't say that, right? Because, um,
I know you
obviously
won't,
they,
but I'm
yeah,
an Eagles fan. We
no, I
we will
gotcha.
boo our
No,
team, bro.
for sure,
We don't
no,
give a
for
fuck.
sure, and rightfully so,
Pardon my
right?
language.
If they don't live up to expectation, but I think within the locker room, they will championship or bust. I think, there are things that happen that kind of cross the line where it's just like, man, you're drilling me, the leader, right, the quarterback,
Yeah.
on and on and on, and it doesn't stop. And
I will say they've made up. Like
no, that's great, but like
yeah.
the
At
apology
least it
just has
seems like it.
listen, the apology has to be just as loud as the criticism was, you
Yeah.
know? And I didn't see any apology. I didn't see, hey, you know what? Jalen's a great guy, a great leader. This man, hey, he's the reason why we're doing this. Hey, you know what? At the same time, our offensive coordinator, da da da. I mean, these things seemed like they were more hinted at him and just seemed like, hey, I'm just unhappy, you know? And it's just like, man, they got a talented team. I love the wide receiver core. Obviously, they
Yeah.
have Saquon back there as well. They just
Yeah.
picked up, what's his name? Is it Bigsby? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
Tank?
Bigsby's a good secondary back.
And, traded for him. I mean, I think they have a very talented offensive team.
Yeah, and that's the one
Um,
thing you never shy away from talent or like obviously the Eagles are not having the
yeah,
offensive year they had in
right,
previous years. Like
right,
last year wasn't that good, but we had a run game to lean on. We had a
yeah,
2,000 yard rusher to lean on. The
yeah.
passing was okay, but and then in years prior, you know what I mean. But the it's just yeah, I don't know. But
Well,
we're gonna find out.
yeah. I don't want
We're
to
gonna
hate
find
too
out.
much. You know what I mean? If I'm coming off as hating on Jalen Hurts, you know, um, you know, I think Caleb Williams, for instance, like, do you think he's lived up to his expectation? Especially being a number one overall draft pick.
Um. I think this playoffs has a lot to say about that. Like, go. I think
But
if he goes and wins a,
so far to this date,
so
if you would you
far,
so far,
I'm like right there on the fence. I think if he wins a playoff game, I would say yes, and then if he
okay,
loses a playoff game, I would say no.
gotcha.
I just now do I think he will? Yes, like absolutely, because you can see the signs. You can see that the signs are there, and it's just unfortunate. Like I said, like the Bears are so hurt. But Um, yeah, I say if he wins a playoff, I say if you can go beat Green Bay, which
So
you
right now you're saying no.
right now I'm saying
Because it's got to be yet. Look, if he's got to win a playoff game, right, in order to say, hey, Mark, do you think I met my expectation?
for a number one pick, yeah,
Yeah,
I think you got to go win a playoff game
boom,
for me personally.
there you go. So in your opinion, is not. In my opinion, he has. Since the moment his rookie season, he already set a record in passing yards. I mean, he's already a part of Chicago Bears history. And you look at number one overall draft picks. I mean, they're on the wrong side of history. They're the first, number one overall bust in their franchise, history. You know,
Yeah,
Caleb
no,
Caleb isn't one of those. Caleb is a captain. Caleb is a guy that's, we consider untouchable. They would laugh if somebody picked up the phone and called him. Why? Because he's showing all signs of greatness. You
no, and
know?
I'm glad you think that because you're the Bears fan, so I'm glad you think that. But like, if I was a Bears fan, I guess we saw Justin Fields and he did a lot of good things, and
But he
a lot of people were probably thinking like,
but
oh,
he
this
didn't
is the
have
guy,
listen,
and then
he wasn't as great of a pocket passer as Caleb was.
oh
Nowhere
no,
near.
absolutely not.
You
But
know what I
like then
mean?
you look at yeah, but then you look at
And
Mitch Trubisky, like the quarterback before that, and it's like I'm
it
just
was
saying
but
for
listen,
if
that was
I
a
was a
Jay Cutler. That was a weak, watered down, frail bodied Jay Cutler. Okay? We've been there, done that. We've seen it. We've walked down that path so many times. We're tired of it. Get him out of there, right? Where is he now? Buffalo? I'm pretty sure Buffalo.
I think I think
And
he's the backup
and and,
quarterback.
and, and listen, and what's his name? Oh my gosh.
Justin Fields.
Yes, Justin Fields. What position is he going to play, Mark? Because it's not quarterback anymore.
Oh,
It
they
won't be
benched him.
quarterback. You know what I
Jets
mean?
benched him.
It's
You know how
just like
bad you
no,
got to be if the Jets bench you?
no, no, no. And I won't do that because you know what I mean. In all seriousness, he is a very, very talented player. I'm telling you, he's got one of
Yeah,
the
he
coldest
was. He did a
celebrations of
lot of
all
good things
time.
with the Bears.
When he slid in the rain, got up, you know,
Oh yeah, against that 49er game.
Fields, I got a lot of love for him. But
That's why I said I'm glad you feel like that. I let me see
what he does in the
when
playoffs, yeah,
bingo because
I
that's I mean because
absolutely
look at Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts plays better the higher the expectations. That's all he's done. That's all he's
okay,
done.
absolutely. But
So like, and
if Caleb
Jalen's a
has
second round pick.
okay,
So,
fair, okay, but that's not very. I mean, in the NFL, that's not bad. That's still a top pick, right?
no, no, he was like a
You know,
middle round second.
in the
Yeah,
NBA, right, a second round draft pick, fourth, fifth round, right, would be the
yeah, and
equivalency. Yeah,
I think he was around two.
I mean, fourth and below, fifth and below. You know, so you're looking at like Caleb Williams. I think as a player that like, hey, until you reach the playoffs, then we'll see if you're number one overall draft pick or not. But like, because when you get drafted number one overall, your team has to be very bad. Okay. Now, granted, they did win the trade from Carolina. Shout out Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
But right, the Bears have never had this type of talent at the quarterback position ever. Right.
No, 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 not
Right.
no, no.
So I mean, this is a total change. Right.
Yeah.
And I think he's lived up to every bit of that number one overall draft pick. He brings people into the stadium. He gets people talking about the Bears again. He made them Showtime. I mean, there
You're
were
not wrong.
non-Bears fans tuning in to certain games, and it's just like, why? Because Caleb Williams, he's a fun guy. He runs out of the
Yeah,
pocket,
no, I mean
slinging it.
Caleb Williams is box office. Like the
Yeah,
throws that he makes, like,
yeah,
and if people aren't really like tuned in, like, no, this
yeah,
dude is making incredible throws. You can
yeah,
tell that there's still those
yeah,
young mistakes,
yeah.
like because he's
This
young,
isn't
but like,
like to make a balance or to make a fair I guess comparison. This isn't like a LaMelo Ball to Charlotte Hornets type of situation, right? Where it's just like year in and year out, he's putting up stats, but they're empty because they're trash, right? You know what I mean? Like Caleb's out there balling, right?
yeah, he is. No, I
And
agree, and I
their
mean,
defense,
you're.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say their defense really just as isn't executing in my opinion. I
No,
think
their
the
defense
offense
isn't.
I think their offense, there are some highs and lows, but I think that's just the natural fluidity of the game, right? You have some weeks where you're like on a stretch, on a tear, 3 game tear, putting up at least 24, right? And then you
Yeah,
might have 2 weeks back to back where it's scored 10-3, you know?
yeah,
Um,
no, you're 100% right. I mean, their defense has definitely been their kind of Achilles heel. But like I said, I mean, even like they're the most hurt team in the league in football. There's two sides of the ball, so that's defense too. Like they've had
hey,
multiple
eh,
guys out on defense,
yeah,
and
I got you. In Philly, I know it's cool to make excuses, but, Bears Nation, we just say put a band aid on it. You know what I'm saying? No, hey, to wrap this up though, what do you think about the AFC and NFC picks to come out in each conference?
I'll start with the AFC.
Absolutely.
AFC, I think my gut is telling me if the and this might sound crazy of me, and it probably does, and I probably even shouldn't say it, but if Baltimore can sneak in tonight, I think they're playing right now. If I'm not mistaken, they're playing the Steelers right now for the last
We'll
playoff
check that.
spot
Give me
of
one
the
second.
2025 to 2026 NFL season. Whoever wins that game goes to the playoffs. I think if Baltimore can sneak in, get healthy, because you got to get Lamar healthy. Lamar has not been healthy all year. Something's going on with him and Jim Harbaugh, the coach. Um,
Oh yeah,
but
they
if
are
they
playing
sneak
right now.
in,
Yeah.
bro, they were the Super Bowl favorite at the beginning of the year, and they just had been riddled with injuries. But they've started the roundabout. I like the Ravens to make a deep playoff run, but I think I'd have to go with Buffalo. But I know I just ranted about the Ravens, but I think the Ravens do have a real shot if they can sneak in. Um, but my gut says Buffalo. This is Buffalo. It's got to be Buffalo's year and Josh Allen because Patrick Mahomes is not there. Um, Lamar might not be there. I mean, if they beat the Steelers, but and then you have a second year Drake May and the Patriots that you would face, a second year Bo Nix, a banged up Justin Herbert with no offensive line, and the red hot Jacksonville Jaguars, which I think they could beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, but
You said
um
Red Hot Jacksonville?
oh Jacksonville's red hot.
Oh,
Jacksonville's red hot. They're playing some good ball. But I know it's crazy to hear, but
I'm not used to
Trevor
hearing
Lawrence has been
Jacksonville
on a
winning.
heater. But
Hey, same with Brian Thomas Jr.
why did you have that good of a season last year, and now you're just
Hey, it
I don't
happens,
get that. I
Hey,
don't.
some days I leave the bedroom feeling like the man. Other days I feel like, sorry, babe.
Yeah,
It
but my
happens.
gut feeling would be Buffalo in the AFC. Come on. I mean, there's no debate. There's no reason for me to say anything else but than the Eagles. I feel like I just have the utmost confidence in those guys just because Jalen plays his best at his highest. That team always seems to play the best at the highest level, with the most expectations on the line. And our defense is top two right now.
All right,
I
Mark.
mean,
So we need you to stamp on it now. We need this Philly attitude to come out. All right.
stamp.
Look. I need two teams right now. You got Eagles versus who?
We have the 49ers now.
Perfect. All right. Now give me the score.
Score, I'm thinking that's going to be like a 24 to 17 game, Philadelphia.
Okay. And who's the MVP?
MVP, like just like hypothetically, because there is no MVP of that game, but like you're just saying like who would I think plays the best in that game? I think in that game it will be or Jalen because the 49ers have no type of pass. Bro, Bowen, they have I think they have like 25 sacks on the whole year. And just for reference, that's not a lot. Like usually teams have like 45, like 50. Like I think they have like 25. You could fact check me, but it's not past 30
Hold on.
because they don't have Nick Bosa, they don't have Fred Warner. Defense is hurt, but so I'm not too nervous about the 49ers coming. They just lost to Seattle 13 to 3. I know 49ers have been scary all year, but look at their strengths of
Yeah.
schedule. It's been second to
Yeah.
first. The Patriots have
Yeah.
had the first
And
strength of
and I
schedule.
wanted to correct myself because I forgot it was the NBA that added the Bill Russell Trophy during the Eastern Conference, and
Oh
so
yeah.
that's why I got
No,
it
we don't
misconstrued.
got
Like who would be the
NFL ain't
MVP?
got nothing like that.
No.
Nah, you go
Okay.
get your
So
MVP in the Super Bowl or regular
perfect.
season.
So if you want to stamp one more for our audience, all right? Super Bowl matchup, score, Super Bowl MVP.
Give me Eagles, Bills, and give me Eagles win 31-28.
And you said finals. Super Bowl MVP is who?
Super Bowl MVP will be
Let's again.
it's either gonna be Jalen Hurts or a defensive player.
Really? So you're not giving Saquon any love?
No, I don't know. He just hasn't had. I mean, he has. Like he's actually started to round the corner the second half of the year. He's averaging
Which is a
100 yards a
smart
game.
man. I think he played it way smarter this season.
No,
I
he
think
did. He
I
did.
think
He
he's one of the
100%
smartest
did.
players on the team.
Yes, he 100%. So, I mean, hey, you could have you but you know what? You could be right because Buffalo's run defense is like 25th in the league. And when we played them last week,
And
we
you
were
don't think he's
playing
gonna
in like
take a matchup versus Cook a little personal? I'm not gonna
no,
let
he
this man
will.
outdo me. I
He
mean,
was
not to
trying
say that both teams are gonna walk in like taking everything personal for sure, but you know, I mean, Cook,
no,
that
he
boy's
will.
not playing.
He was even talking about it before they played last week. It's just last week they both played in like freezing rain, and so it wasn't like I mean, and then both defenses knew okay, this team's going to run the ball. We're
Yeah.
just going to stack the box, make it a pass game, and no
So,
one could pass the ball in that
I
weather.
mean,
But like
yeah,
in a dome or in I think the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara. It's where the
yeah.
49ers play this year. It's going to be some good weather, bro. We're going to
So,
get a good football
yeah.
game
So, real quick. So, off the
if I'm right.
pod, though, I didn't hear you bring up this team at all, and I'm surprised. You brought
Hmm.
up how the Texans were this streaky team offensively, but their defense could carry them all the way.
Yeah.
So, where are they? What's their story? If you were to create one for them,
Especially after today and how they won today, I think I think they just have that one or two teams every year just seem to have that magic going for them. Like it seems kind of like the Bears are too,
mm-hmm.
just because like it's I mean
I hear
and
you.
like the 49ers, I don't know, but like they just
But the
kind of seem to
Texans?
like be lucky and I'm not even trying to throw shots at these
No,
teams
you're
like they
not. No,
just
I get you. I get you.
luck comes with the game like they've just been lucky and so But man, that defense, like I said, that's why I said Philly has a top two defense because I mean them in Houston and Seattle. I don't care how
Hmm.
you want to order them in, but those to me are the best three defenses in the league. And people can say, well, what about Denver? Denver's been a little shaky recently, so. But yeah, if CJ Stroud and Nico Collins and they can just play consistent and CJ can kind of revert back to his first year form and kind of just just the vision. But I don't I that defense I wouldn't put anything past that defense. They're so good, and defense wins championships. So you can hold a team to 10 points and just hope that hey, come on offense, can you give us 13? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like just
yeah.
give us 13.
So when we look at, I'm trying to see here. Right now, the teams that have clinched a playoff spot, we have Broncos, Patriots, Jags, Texans, Bills, Chargers. Okay. In the
We
hunt,
don't really know who's playing. Like we kind of know who's playing who, but we don't because Steelers and Ravens are still there tonight.
yeah. But I was trying to see like
NFC will
pre-made
be
bracket kind of
Seattle
made.
at the one, Chicago at the two, Philly at the three, Carolina at the four.
That's what it is for sure.
Yes, Carolina at the four, and then San Francisco, or sorry, or Los Angeles Rams at the five,
Yeah. And
and
you,
then
you know, for
Green
for
Bay. Or
you, another team that I was surprised you never brought up or haven't really talked about are the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if you remember, but the start of the season, it was very no, hear me out. It was very slow. I'm not gonna say, oh, they're a team that's gonna win it all. But when you talk about having magic, right? Have they not had magic? Did they beat the Packers?
I mean, they have, but they
I
haven't
mean,
been winning. They haven't been winning with the Magic. Like they haven't been winning with that. Yeah, like they're eight. What they're 8-8, I think, right now, right?
right? Yeah,
And
but
like you're,
most of their losses came from the first half of the season.
yeah, yeah.
You see what I
But
mean?
I
So like
just,
to have this magic, momentum carries a long way. I mean, it's not everything, of course, right? But when you go in, and you go on a 3-game win streak, I mean, looking around a little different. You're like, hey, you got to put some respect on my name. I mean, they're a
yeah.
team I think they can make a little bit of noise. Now, will I say they're gonna win? No, but hey,
Well, they're gonna
I wouldn't take them
see. They're
lightly.
gonna play. Well, look, you're the Rams, right? And you were the sixth seed for the last like 3 weeks, and the matchup was, and the Eagles were the three, so it was Eagles Rams playoff picture for the last 3 weeks. And so now the Rams,
Philly fans
because
were shaking.
San Francisco lost last night. So now San Francisco's the sixth seed and the Rams won today. So now they're the five. So now the Rams are looking at themselves like, oh, hey, instead of going to Philly next week where we're
Right,
0-5 since
right.
Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts became the starters in Philadelphia and the head coach, we get to go to Carolina. Like, aren't if you're the Rams, bro, aren't you ecstatic? Like,
No, for
so no,
sure.
I do not believe in the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young, but I do think that they can make it interesting because the Rams have
Thank
kind of
you,
been playing a little
thank
sloppy
you,
recently. I think
thank
they can
you,
make it interesting,
thank you.
but I don't. I
That's all I'm
mean,
trying to say, Mighty Mark.
am
Hey,
I
listen.
rooting? Am I rooting for Carolina?
No.
Absolutely. No,
Oh,
I'm rooting
really?
for Carolina. I
Oh,
don't want to
wow.
see the Rams.
Well, no, that's true. Yes. No, of
I don't
course.
think you want to see the Rams.
I thought you meant like rooting for
I
them
would
to
rather
actually like
Carolina.
do.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, never mind.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. I would
okay.
rather Carolina come to Philly than
No, for sure. I mean,
LA
who? Yeah,
or
yeah. No,
you know what
I
I
get
mean?
it.
You know what I mean? So,
But
but I
you
just
know,
I gotta. I mean, they're 8-8. They're not playing their best ball going into the postseason when you want to be. But neither are the Rams. But
yeah, I think they're playing.
I'll
I
find
mean,
out.
I beg to differ. I think they are playing their best ball. Their first half was their worst, and this is their better half. You know, and they got better at the right time. You know,
Yeah,
um, their offense is it a little confusing. I mean, they'll have some games where they ran the ball. I think a total of like 40 times between
yeah,
Chuba and
yeah. No, if
Dowell.
Rico Dowdle can do what he was kind of doing,
And then they had a game like today. I think how many times did they rush the ball?
they played yesterday and
Or yeah,
they ran the ball a lot. I don't know the exact number. I
no,
could probably pull it up, but did they not run it a lot?
No, I mean, I was looking at it. I
which is
want to.
crazy because it was pouring rain. I think they
Yeah.
should have probably been running the ball.
No. Here, I'll go to it. I should have had this. Here we go.
Oh, you're good. I was just assuming that they ran because, yeah, I mean, it was pouring rain in
Dowdle
Tampa
had
Bay.
7 attempts. Chuba had 5. Okay, so
So they
that
ran the
puts us
ball
at
12 times.
exactly. You see what I mean?
But it's because, bro, their wide
I would
receiver, bro, he's a demon.
no. I hear you, but
You know
you
who I'm
know,
talking about?
yes,
Toyota McMillan.
Ted McMillan, yes, but they also have Xavier. I'm gonna butcher his last name. Was it like
Legat.
Lagerfeld? Levet. There you go. You know that's the country boy right there. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. Nah. But yeah, no. I mean, their offense is a little confusing to me. You know, they'll have some games where they're running the heck out of the ball, which I believe is their strong suit. It takes an immense amount of pressure off of Bryce Young, who's a young, talented QB. But to have him, throw the same amount of balls as Caleb did, right? I mean, like I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't throw him in the fire like that. I think he's just one of those young, let's keep working with him, have him develop, and he'll get better. Especially, I think it boosts his confidence if they make the playoffs, especially if they use the running backs as a way to kind of lead them in, give them some signs of hope and keep Bryce hungry. Like, man, I can't wait till I have the opportunity, to, cut back on Rico, cut back on Chuba and take over this game. That's just my belief.
All right. Well, hey, real quick before we go ahead and give your NFC and AFC, you know,
Oh my gosh, I'm
representators.
over here bringing up other things. I forgot to do that. Yes.
No, you're good. Just who do
Um,
you think's going to represent the Super Bowl, both conferences?
to represent the Super Bowl in both. Honestly, that's what I was trying to look at. Uh, it's not fair for me to actually put down like a truthful and like a supported prediction. But I have a pretty good mouthpiece, so I'm gonna yap a little bit. I got the Chicago Bears. I'm not just trying to troll. I'm not messing around. I've got the Chicago Bears. I think
Yeah.
they're. I think even though hey, we're not healthy.
I mean, they beat up on us this year, so
hmm
hey,
I think Ben Johnson is a great enough coach to study our opponent, to get Caleb out there, put him in a position to win. I can't even say this with a straight face. I'm sorry.
that's how we
I,
be
I
talking.
can't. I'd probably have to hop on the Eagles bandwagon. I just think uh,
You can't
when
you
you
can't excuse
have
talent. You can't excuse
no
talent.
okay
They
the
have the
talent of
most
course
talent. You know what I mean? Like they just have the most talented roster.
yeah
Like they
of
do.
course that and you know my favorite player is Jimmy Butler, right? Now, is he a boring basketball player to watch? Yeah, he is, right? But it's because he plays to win. And, when you have a guy at the forefront who just plays to win, so I got Eagles.
Hold
Now,
on. Who are you talking about right there?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, of course, I mean, I'm probably going to go Bills. But my laptop
Yeah.
is going to die, so we're going to have to conclude the episode right here.
All right. All
Um,
right. It's been a
Thank you
good
guys for
one,
tuning in.
man.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we are out.
Yes, sir.
The Mark, first episode.